Hi, everybody. So, this is my creative nursing philosophy project. So, before I got into nursing, I used to work many minimum wage jobs that really didn't challenge me in any sort of way whatsoever. I had my first degree in philosophy, and I got the degree knowing full well that there was nothing I was going to do with the degree in philosophy, because the only thing you can do with a degree in philosophy is go to law school and become a politician or a lawyer, neither of which I wanted to do. So after many years of working minimum wage jobs, I decided that my calling was in the healthcare field, particularly in nursing, because I did want to help people. So I became a tech, as many nurses start out being. And I used to take care of my patients, do the tasks that were assigned to me for my shift, go home. Next day I come in, do the same thing. Sometimes saw the patients improve, sometimes not. Then I used to talk to the nurses that were there and decided that I should go and become a nurse. So I went to school, put my 2 years in, became an ADN, and started working in the emergency room, and found out that it was one of the best jobs I've ever done. It was one of the hardest jobs I've ever done. There is a lot of hard days. Sometimes you don't get to eat lunch. Sometimes you don't get to sit down. Sometimes you are running from one crisis to the next and you don't know anything, basically, especially as a new nurse. But as time goes on, you learn that you can manage things. There are nurses that help you. And then a few years in, decided I'm better able to help my nurses if I have more education, if I am better equipped myself to help my patients. So that's why I'm getting my bachelor's degree. And I did decided to do this drawing, painting, to kind of symbolize my journey. That big mountain on the right that you'll see coming later on is representative of nursing practice. It is solid. It is based in fact. It is backed by data, backed by science. It is our rock for nurses. It is your guiding post. It is your foundation that you work from. The big tree on the left-hand side, to me, represents the baccalaureate nurse who is able to grow, has grown in her practice or his practice, where she is now a leader amongst those smaller trees. Those are other baccalaureate nurses or ADN nurses or LPNs and techs. The bright day that is represented overall by the picture represents what you can do for your patients. You can give them almost a new beginning. You're not going to be able to cure them of every ill that they have, every ailment that they face. Even they may face daunting challenges in their coming days due to the recent finding out of their diagnosis, especially if it happens to be something serious like cancer. They may have lifelong adjustments to make based on their conditions. But as a baccalaureate nurse, you are able to give them education. You are able to give them information. You can provide them with choices that allows them to make better decisions, that allows them to live their life as fully as possible, that allows them to experience living that they consider fully. surrounded by their family and friends and what is important to them. So that's my explanation of why I decided to do this drawing. I'm not able to explain it, verbalize it quite the way I want to. But to me, it's important in nursing that you care. And there are nurses, and I have seen them in my career, that I don't know what happened. Maybe they've been a nurse too long, have seen too many years in practice, where they at some point stopped caring about people. They're close to their retirements. They're just riding out their time. I don't want to be one of those people. One of my very first preceptors in emergency room told me, said, if you work in the emergency room for any period of time, you have to guard yourself against icing of your heart. That's the way he called it. He said your heart tends to develop a thick crust of ice the longer you work in the emergency room. And you consciously have to chip that ice away to feel for people, to care for people, to empathize with them, to understand their situation, to understand their life, to view them as a whole being. And that's how I view every day going into work. I take that message with me every single day because I want to be a nurse that cares to the last day of my job, until the day I decide to retire. And for me, getting an education, bettering myself, is so that I can better provide care for my patients, so that I can give them the best life that they possibly can have. And that is my hope that I end up achieving in my career and in my life. So that's my reason for doing this drawing. I hope that makes sense. Thank you all very much for your attention. Have a good evening.